I mean, as long as we should check the page, the URL.
Okay.
But we are here.
Are we really live?
I think we might
Could they
be.
actually hear us and see what we're saying? I see it's picking up. The mic is picking up.
Well, you know, we're both in the same room. This is actually real. This isn't like some kind of simulation.
All right.
We are in the same room, and we're halfway across the world.
Yes.
So we've decided just for you, just for this event, that we would, you know, travel just to make it sort of exciting. We'd go to another country.
So what should we do now? Should we check the link?
I think we should double check that
that
the link is accurate. I don't know what web page you put it on, so
I'll find it. 1 sec. Okay, that's the notice I sent out.
Yeah, baby.
This is the link.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll just check and make sure that this thing is live.
Oh,
there it is.
People.
All right, and so if you click play, what we're gonna get is there you are.
Oh.
I'm not actually in.
Look how confused Buck looks in that.
Oh my God.
All right, it says starts in 10 minutes, but
now,
I can change that to say starting. It's live now.
So if you click this button, then what that'll do is it'll pop up the option for them to actually ask questions.
Okay. So I can tell them to do that.
What you see right here, asking a question. So this is what they will see when they click that button.
To click that button.
Yes. In fact, maybe you should
be a part of the conversation. So there's a little button there that says "Be a part of the conversation" that you click on lower left. Click that. That will open up a console for you, and then you can ask questions.
Yeah, baby. There you are. And we'll just. I think we should actually kill this video so that it's not.
Go for it.
Okay, so we're good to go now. So we are.
All right, is that us?
This is us.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I did tell them that it was going to be 8:30.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. So they, we have one viewer.
And you just killed them.
That was us. We were that one viewer.
Okay.
So you know, I suppose there's no way to.
Well, we can just chat because I want to chat and learn things, and then we can come back and.
Yeah.
This is gonna record and go into.
Yes, into YouTube.
Into YouTube, so I can interview you, ask you some questions that based on what I'd like to know about One Stop Shop, and then as people come on, they can enjoy that.
Yeah.
So now you are running, I believe, at least 2 e-commerce properties.
I have
one
seven brands.
Okay, so
each has their own store.
All right.
And there's some that I share publicly. Boom is one of them. Boom is by far the most successful.
Okay, great.
By far. Like Boom does multiple millions a month.
Okay.
And my other brands are like, you know, $1 million a year. Like they're not anywhere the scale of Boom. They all run on this same core store architecture, this core platform that I've actually been refining since my days as a drop shipper. You know, what made me famous in this industry was conversion rate optimization.
Okay.
I came out.
Well, you're a consultant to our business.
That's how we go way back
because of your CRO skills and your SEO skills.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And so that is sort of what you know, it was a company called Digital Marketer. They produce trainings. You know them. Our viewers may know them.
Yep.
They were in my mastermind, my SEO group.
Okay.
And sort of asked me to produce a documentation of what I had shared at the group. And that turned into a course. And that was the first sort of wide scale release of my core store architecture that I had been using for years at that point. And what we do.
When did you start working on that?
I started working on that in 2007.
Okay.
On the Yahoo store platform.
Whoa, back then. You're dating yourself.
Man, yeah. And we actually moved from Yahoo to Magento and then to Xcart and all these different platforms. And now we've settled on what I believe to be by far the best platform in the industry. And I can tell you why.
All right.
But essentially what we do is we spend a lot of money on cold traffic.
Yep.
And back then it was AdWords, and today it's social traffic sources such as Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, etc.
Yep.
And we test what works for e-commerce products. So what works on product detail pages, what works on home pages, what works on category pages.
Well, let me stop you there for a second. We see some people rolling in. So thanks for joining us. This is the live Q&A on One Stop Shop. with Ezra Firestone. I'm here. We're in a dark room of the Novotel, but actually you can almost hear the waves crashing in
Right
the
next door.
distance in Manly Beach, a few hundred yards away.
We could be in a basement. For all we
Yeah,
know.
exactly. In a bunker. That's what I feel like. But Ezra very graciously agreed to join us and answer some questions about the one-stop shop. We actually left the mastermind at another hotel with James Shremko. And so many of you were on the webinar where Jason Fladlien was talking about things that you should do in your own e-commerce store. We run an e-commerce store, and how you can increase conversion. And the one big question I have is this whole process of this 3-click architecture and having, group page, category page, detail pages, etc. Why that seems so counter to what they're teaching in internet marketing, which is, sales funnel, grab them right by the throat, maybe, grab their email address, force them into a 30-minute viewing session with where you explain what's going on with your product and why they should buy it, and then make sure that they buy right then and there. How is that? How people buy?
I think both work.
Okay.
And that every business is probably going to have some form of a long form sales funnel, right? Where you're driving traffic to an opt-in page, to a long form sales page, like that is going to exist.
Okay.
But if you want to be a brand that is valuable beyond just one sales funnel, okay, you need a sort of branded e-commerce store where people who know about you come to shop, and also where you can send traffic to. And that includes like a home page, a category page, a product detail page, more information pages. Like there's a setup, pre-purchase sales funnels, post-purchase sales funnels, that has you be a real brand.
Okay.
And that is what the one-stop shop is.
Because that means trust. That means
it means trust.
Warm, buzzy feeling.
It means like when people go to look for your brand, which they will as you get more popular, right? That they go somewhere that looks normal to them, that looks like an e-commerce business should look, with a phone number, with a home page, like that is an architecture that will convert.
Familiar.
And what we do is we have maybe have a pre-purchase sales funnel, which we teach in one-stop shop course, that lands on the product detail page.
Okay.
The final sale happens for us always on the product detail page. Essentially, the product detail pages in the one-stop shop theme are long-form sales pages.
Yeah,
they are.
Well, I noticed you have, you have the product hero shot, you have the video, we have a lot of things, the social proof elements that you've added to there.
And we teach you how to collect those.
Okay.
How to get those selfies.
So you have creative direction on how to create those.
Yes. Okay. Not only how to create them, but also, like, let's say you're a brand that has 100 SKUs. You need a different category layout and a different product layout than us. Okay. And we have both of those built in. So it's kind of a choose your own adventure based on the kind of brand you have.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about this theme, the best thing about this theme, is that we're constantly testing. And we roll out new features. Like, for example,
is what gets me so excited, Ezra, is because this is, a lot of people are out there teaching internet marketing, but they're not practitioners. I think one of the reasons why people are on, coming in and watching this, or part of the Health Profits community, is that I'm a practitioner. I run Real Dose Nutrition. You've been a consultant to Real Dose Nutrition, so you know what we do. You're doing the same thing now with 7 different properties, 7 different brands. You mentioned the Boom is the
ones that I share publicly are Boom by Cindy Joseph.
You said you just shared a few minutes ago. That's multi-million a month.
We do about 1.8 million a month on average in that business. Right. We're close to 2 million. I think we'll start. I think this year will be our first.
Congratulations on that. That's exciting.
3. I think we'll hit 3 million in a month this year.
Okay.
During the holidays.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Right.
And so for example, I am constantly testing my product detail pages, my category pages. Like, I send people come to my store.
Yes.
And I roll out anything that works into the theme, plug and play. So for example, we just discovered a new social proof element.
Okay.
That I won't tell you exactly what it is. It's in there.
It's in the one-stop shop. Okay. All right.
But this social proof element on our offer page, because an e-commerce store is made up of, the way you have to think of it is that you need people to say yes at every step. You have to get them to say yes to clicking on your ad, yes to consuming the content on the page, yes to saying I want to view this product, yes to clicking the add to cart button on the product page.
Those are micro commitments.
Micro commitments, yes,
there, right?
And so totally. And so if you can get more of those micro commitments happening, you end up with more sales. It compounds all the way down the sales funnel.
Right.
And so what we do is we test what's going to give us a lift in our add to cart.
Okay.
How can we get more people to click the add to cart button on this page? And we design tests around that. And the truth of the matter is that most of our tests do not beat the control.
Yeah.
But every now and again, once a month or so, you get one that boom, boom, gives you that boost. And
let me ask you something. So when you find a breakthrough like that, do you find that it has, you can sustain it, that these will have longevity, or are they kind of flash in the
some of
pan,
them
gotta
do and
change
some
them
of
out?
them don't, which is why we have multiple properties that we test on.
Mhm.
If it only works on Boom, I'm not going to put that in the theme.
Right.
If it works on Boom and Be Friendly and our other properties, then that's a
That's a
winner. That
generalized
goes into the
approach.
theme, right?
Okay,
Because
wow.
what I have to do is not only have something that works for me, but as someone who shares information with the greater community,
Mhm.
I have to make sure that it will actually work for people.
Right.
Otherwise, I won't feel good about sharing it. I don't want to just sell you something that's like, hey, this might work for you. I want to make sure that, hey, it worked for skincare. It worked for coffee.
Yeah.
It's one of my other niches. It worked for,
Yeah, speaking of which, what is this coffee you're drinking here?
This is delicious.
That's not your coffee.
That's not my coffee.
All right, but Australia has some of the best coffee.
Oh my
let me
God.
tell you. It's amazing. So wow, we've got some people streaming in. Now, there's one thing you can do, depending on which player that you're on, there should be a little gizmo in the lower left-hand part of your viewer that says "Join the conversation." I believe.
Yes, it's a little button link. Let's see if we can find it. I don't know
go
where.
to my email right there, and then click on that link. Yep. Let's see if that'll pop open for you. But there should be a little link that says "Join the conversation." If you click on that,
The play button.
Press
right?
the play button first. I assume you've done that.
Right.
If you were hearing our voice, and then there's join the conversation. Want to do that now? Just see it. See if it's there. Yeah, be part of the conversation. Click on that add unit, and that will open up the control panel, and then you can actually post questions to that to us. So
Which we would, I would love to answer those questions.
yeah, I'm going to ask some questions because I'm being very jealous and self-centered about trying to get my questions answered.
Sure.
It's not very often that I get Ezra sitting next to me, but this is also for you. So I want to make sure that you can get your questions answered about One Stop Shop, because if you're looking for a breakthrough in your business, then Ezra is the expert when it comes. Now, and obviously, you're going to want to have a great product. You want to have a great, be passionate about your offer. You want to have a purpose, driven business. All the things that would make a great business, right? You've done your homework on your product. But there's so many companies, so many people that have launched products. They've set up their store. They start buying ads, and then no one buys. And that's really, I think, what a lot of people are fearful of, is that they make this big investment, get to that point, and then nothing happens. And by cracking the code on not just having a great sales funnel, because I think you said you don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. You can have a lead generation device, you can have a VSL.
I recommend that you do,
because some percentage of them will take you up on that. But there's a lot of my experience in selling to women, and you sell to women, is that they like to be in control. They want to have the ability to punch out of your funnel, go to your homepage, see if you're a real company.
And most sales happen on the 4th plus contact.
Okay.
You see, someone sees your ad, you retarget them, then you retarget them again, or they get on your email list and they consume a couple emails. And so if you only have this one lane, like this one place that you're sending them, here, go to my long form sales page, go to my long form
come
sales
back
page.
to my long form sales page. Yeah,
and you don't have anything beyond that, you're missing out on a large chunk of your business. And if you ever want to sell your company, the value multiple is increased when you have a cohesive brand. You've got your social profiles, which show you how to create. You've got your core store architecture and platform, which is the One Stop Shop. You've got your sales funnels, which you're learning in Health Profits Academy and in the One Stop Shop. You've got like multiple channels of revenue.
Yep.
So a business that does $100,000 a year from one revenue model is worth less than a business that does $80,000 a year from a diverse set of channels,
right?
Because you're much less at risk if you've got that diversity built into your business.
Hey, Norman's on there. So you definitely want to. So Norman figured it out. Make sure you click that. Be a part of the conversation. Open the panel. Ask your questions. You can post your question right there in the chat Q&A chat box, or there might be a Q&A gizmo in the upper right of your screen. Just click on that and make sure you can post your question. So, all right, we got a question in from Norman. And Norman's saying, is there a post-transaction one-click upsell capability built into Ezra's theme? We were just chatting about this.
So, Shopify as a platform does not currently have the ability for post-purchase one-click upsells until now. So we have developed an application that will be out on the market in 10 to 14 days that allows you to have post-purchase one-click upsells on your Shopify store. We've also developed a platform, and by the way, this is not charging, just FYI, Buck.
Maybe I didn't turn it on.
So we've also developed a platform that allows you to build sales funnels into Shopify so that you don't need to use WordPress. You don't need to use any of these other landing page builders and stuff like that. That's not ready yet. It's probably about a month or two away. But what our goal is to have one platform that our entire business is run on. All of our sales funnels, our whole theme, everything. Because that makes it a lot easier to track inside of analytics. And the other thing that we show you in the one-stop shop is how to set up Google Analytics e-commerce tracking from prospect through to sale, so you can see every step of the way. And I think that's like
we
so
live
important.
on Google Analytics. It's free. We don't, and we're a big enough business where we could pay for the fee-based version, but what's in the free version is amazing.
It's enough.
You do need to set it up correctly.
You got to set it up. You got to know how to track site search, and you got to know how to track, every layer of your funnel. So when people move from the home page to the category page to the store page to the shopping cart, and you can see where people start to drop off, and then those are the pages that you look into optimizing. And that's how we optimize this theme, is we look at where are the drop points, and then we look to improve those.
So this is one of the things, again, fear of having people come in and not buy from you, and also the fear of running the optimization. And so there's a couple things that were mentioned on the call with Jason. One was the aspect of this theme and the training that you're providing does not require you to have a PhD in JavaScript and computer science to
well, to be
is that right, or do I need to be fairly technical?
So we released a theme on the BigCommerce platform a couple years ago.
Okay. And
BigCommerce's architecture did not allow for what I call a WYSIWYG editor, or what is called a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
So people had to code, and that was difficult. With Shopify, we've built a little sidebar when you log in where it's like, upload an image, add this text in a Microsoft Word style editor. So we've built it so that you don't have to do any coding. Right. You don't have to know HTML. You don't have to know CSS. You don't have to know design. You just press buttons, turn this on, turn this off.
Yes.
And that was for our own team, so that when we need to make updates across multiple sites, we don't have to have a developer on staff. We can just have someone who manages our store.
Right. I mean, I can't tell you as a marketer how frustrating it can be to have to work with a developer who isn't necessarily as creative as you might want them to be. The turnaround might be slower if it's somebody in the Philippines or in India that's doing this.
I think one of the other benefits is that you do not have the ability to test things at the scale that I do. And that's not good or bad. That just is a description. I've been in this game for 12 years.
Yep.
We have several multi-million-dollar brands.
Yep.
We're able to test things at such a large scale with such high volume and know whether or not that is a good thing or not. So if you're going to go out and do your own CRO, you're basically not
conversion rate optimization.
Right. You don't need to do any conversion rate optimization in your business for your e-commerce store when you buy this theme, because we are constantly doing it and updating it. So it's like, you purchase this product and you don't need that position in your company, essentially.
Okay. Should I shut down this window? Is that us coming in?
This is
or is that okay?
This is okay, yeah.
All right.
This is good.
Cool. So we got some questions coming. Let me go back, I guess, go to the top here to Norman was the first one. Oh, okay. Or retarget. I don't know which one's first.
So
should we shut them off, I guess, when we answer them?
Yeah, we can delete the questions after we answer them. So can you retarget customers?
Hey David, how's it? Good to have you on the line.
What's up, dude? Yes, and that is not a special thing to deal with my theme. The one-stop shop theme allows you to place a pixel on every page of the website very easily. You just log into the back end. There's a little code box that says, put your Facebook pixel here, and you put it in there. Yes. And that gives you the ability to do retargeting.
You actually have some retargeting training in the course or no?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay. So that's key. So having people hit the detail page or hit the checkout page, those are two opportunities for you to bring them back.
Yeah, and we show you how to make the audience of just the people who were in the shopping cart. Okay. Generally, as a general rule of thumb, about 80% of the profit that you will make on retargeting will come from people who had made it to the shopping cart.
Okay.
You can convert people who made it to the product detail page and stuff like that, and you want to be running ads to them, but it's a lot harder to convert those people. That's in the sort of, the 80-20 is 80% of your results will come from the people who made it to the shopping cart. So those are kind of the ones that you want to, use.
Selecting. What does that do? Did I mess it up?
That just shows that you're currently answering it, and then you can say we're done. So then we can select this one.
Oh, nice. Good. You're training me on how to use Hangouts.
So now we'll select that one.
All right. So we're answering this question currently. Here we go. And it is, can we build squeeze pages, opt-in pages on Shopify with Ezra's theme?
We are currently using lead pages in conjunction with Shopify for our squeeze pages.
Great platform.
Yeah, it's fantastic. They do a really good job of it.
Russell Brunson came and presented to us.
You could use ClickFunnels.
Could you use ClickFunnels?
Totally, same way.
Yep.
And those platforms are phenomenal for opt-in pages, squeeze pages, stuff like that.
Yep.
We have our own drag and drop page builder for Shopify that is coming that will not be a part of One Stop Shop, but will be discounted to One Stop Shop owners.
Okay.
So it's
but for now, lead pages and ClickFunnels.
For now, it's lead pages and ClickFunnels, and we've got them integrated right onto the theme. So there's elements, there's parts of the theme where you just click a button, it pops up the opt-in box, and like it's integrating those platforms into the theme, and we'll switch that out to integrate our Shopify platform.
Now, one thing to remember, we're just talking about this, is that someone might go through your traditional funnel opt-in, but then they punch out, they go to your homepage, and you have a lot of
training. Or you're emailing them back to your product detail page, which we're showing you how to do.
And that's really where you want to bring them back to, I would think, right? Because
yes.
now it's you give them control.
Well, you can send them back to the sales funnel too, but you also want, like, if you don't have this, you're not trusted. It's like, you're just some guy with a series of pages. We can't find you online.
It looks very amateurish, yeah?
It's just a one-page wonder. It's like, I don't trust those long-form sales pages.
Right.
As a consumer, I want to go to an e-commerce store that's has all, I can see about their brand. I can see the content. I can read about we teach you be willing to buy from you, not people who you've tricked into buying from you with a whatever, but like a real, like if you're selling to women, right?
If you want to have repeat buyers, people that become loyal to your brand, you're not going to push them through the same sales funnel.
No, you're going to put them through your e-commerce store. Yeah. And I think that all of our front-end sales funnels, all of our cold traffic goes to our e-commerce store. 100%. We don't send them through sales funnels. Wow. We send them to the e-commerce store.
Well, you have a lot of video content there.
We got a lot of video content. Yeah. We also have maybe a pre-sale article, which is just an article on the store. It's like a piece of content that then leads to the e-commerce store. So you can do everything that you've learned about sales funnels with this theme.
Yeah.
And it's also included in the course. We show you how we're using the theme as our sales funnel.
Yeah,
essentially.
So this is the thing. Somebody might think, oh, well, is this like a WordPress theme? Why is it so valuable, etc. But what you're describing is not only the theme itself, but it is the constant updating, enhancement,
it's also
the evolution of it that you're putting into it.
So there's if you're going to build a platform for e-commerce, you've got to have more information pages about us, contact us, shipping, privacy policy, etc. You've got to have homepage, category page, product detail page, right? You've got to have certain elements on those pages that have them convert better, right? Yeah. Like we've spent 10 years split testing the e-commerce flow of what has people actually be willing to buy. There's certain pieces of content that you need. Like, for example, every page should have content in written format, video format, and image format, because certain people prefer to consume media in different formats. So basically, you would not know how to do this. You would not end up with this product. It's like the difference between a Toyota and a Lamborghini. It's like, yeah, you could have a Toyota website. Sure, go for it. But if you want the results of a Lamborghini, then you need to go to Lamborghini and find out how they did that.
I always have to smile when I see companies that are just saying, hey, I'll sell you an e-commerce website. I'll set it up for you. It's not going to be optimized.
Well, and if you were to try to build this yourself, if you were to go hire a Shopify developer or a Magento developer to build in every feature and element that we have in this platform. By the way, there's over $180,000 in development into just this Shopify theme.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what the exact number is at this moment, but it's a lot of money that we have put into this thing. If you were to go try to build this thing, you just knock it off, you're going to spend 12 to 15 grand building in all these features. So the reason we're able to sell it at the price that we are is because it's crowd funded essentially. Right. Everyone is funding everyone else.
And it's not like everyone is, just because someone else is using it, it's not going to work for you. It's not one of those zero-sum games.
Do solar panels work for?
Yeah, this is what you need to provide that kind of warm, fuzzy feeling to people. So let's get to another question here. We're going to move to this one. Select from Yoga Food. Hey, Sean. Good to have you on the line, sir, here in Australia. He says, just got on the call. Hey, guys, so Ezra, when your one-click upsell app plugin is finished, can I do away with WordPress and run my whole site on Shopify, including blog, landing page, funnels, etc.? Do you use Recom? Do you use Recom Revenue Conduit to sync with Infusionsoft, I think is the question.
So you won't need Infusionsoft anymore, is the whole point. I mean, if you want to
run the whole business,
you
on
run the whole
Shopify,
business
is what
on
you're saying.
Shopify. Once you have the one-click upsells, what do you need Infusionsoft
Well, you
for?
have another platform to use for some email follow-up, I think. Is it Klaviyo? Or
Yeah.
something else?
So if you want to
Yeah.
do dynamic, yes, absolutely. So
right.
if you're looking for a CRM that tags your customers based on what they bought and then does dynamic automation follow-up, then yes, you need Infusion or Klaviyo or ActiveCampaign or something like that.
Okay.
Totally.
Right.
But if you're just talking about the post-purchase one-click upsell, if you're only using Infusionsoft for the post-purchase one-click upsells, then you can do away with it. Though, if you make a good point that you do need a email service provider, CRM, and for that we use Klaviyo, but Infusionsoft, we also use Infusionsoft in our information business. And
he has Infusionsoft now, I know that.
And there is benefit, by the way, to the technology stack that you currently have, like not switching email service providers just because you think one might be better. It's like if it already is existing and working, use it,
Yeah, we're not here to say, whipsaw you and just changing out Infusionsoft and everything else that you have. It's just that for specifically, the way I look at this is that specifically for the homepage and the store, so that you allow people to have that environment where they can kind of choose their own adventure, then this is the best option.
And understanding what a pre-purchase sales funnel for an e-commerce store needs to look like, what a cart abandonment sequence for an e-commerce store needs to look like, what a post-purchase sales funnel that gets you conversion assets, selfies, videos, etc., that you can use on the front end looks like how that all looks, and giving you a step-by-step strategy for implementing it into your business is essentially what this does for you. So it's a training and a piece of software.
Awesome. So thanks, Sean. By the way, thanks for joining. I'm sure you'll have another question here in a second. So the next question is from David, and he says, can you run a selfie contest on the site?
You certainly can. We do not have a upload your image feature. What we do is we have people.
Can you hold it? I think this is presuming everyone has watched the full webinar. So can you talk about what this whole thing is about? Why is it?
Sure.
Why would you want a selfie contest?
So one of the things that we've found that really helps our conversion is social proof, and specifically social proof of people's smiling faces holding our products. We incentivize people.
Right.
We incentivize them to give us an image of themselves being happy and holding our product. And then we use those images on our offer pages to increase the conversion, because people are looking at the offer page and like, well, here's a bunch of happy people. That subconsciously has you be like, well, I want to be a happy person.
When you're walking, there's a lot of restaurants here in Manly, and I'm walking by a few restaurants, and then I see one that has a whole bunch of people in there, big buzz, they're sitting around, everyone's eating and smiling, having a good time, and that's the one I want to go sit down and have dinner at.
Yes,
right.
Because you want to be you want to be part of the party.
Yeah.
So the way that we do the selfies is we teach you how to incentivize people to put them on social media. Tag your brand, and then email you to notify you that they've posted it, and then you can just grab it off social media.
And you have to place it in a certain place on the site, and away you go.
Yeah, well, we've got a little
it's already built into the template.
Piece of the footer, so it's on every page actually. First we had it on the offer page only, and then we thought, well, this works on the offer page. What if we put it in the footer of every page on the site?
Okay.
And we saw a lift. So there's a little element in the theme where you can just turn it on or turn it off, which is the selfie part of the footer. And when you turn it on, you just upload the images that you get from social media.
And in your training, you have a whole process for running that campaign.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So thank you, David. Great question. Let's see.
I think this is the best training that I've ever produced. I don't think you'll find, if you go through information courses that have software as a service components, you won't find anything like this. I mean, this is like.
By the way, if you want, as you're watching this video, if you want to take a look at what this one-stop shop is about, I think I put the link in the email, but go to theonestopshop.com/buck, and you'll have the details about the offer. You kind of look, and maybe that will help spawn some questions that you might want to ask. So theonestopshop.com/buck. So the next question from Norman is, what's Ezra's favorite traffic source for e-com?
I think that is a loaded question because it's dependent on the offer, right? So like a health supplement offer, you're going to do the best on Instagram and Facebook. A cosmetics offer, you're going to do the best on Pinterest. Some other kind of offer, you're going to use Google AdWords, Google Display Network. So it's kind of dependent upon the offer that is being sold.
Okay.
We spend several $100,000 a month on advertising, and I'd say about 70% of that ad spend is on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, and for obviously, if you're targeting women, it's a great place to be. Although I would not kick Google Google Display
Google
Network
Display
to
Network
occur.
is where our other
Oh, yeah.
20%
that's
is spent.
yeah.
So,
And in some respects, it might be easier to stay to get up and stay up on Google.
Yes.
I know Facebook is hard for a lot of people.
Facebook, you're going to use, if you're selling supplements, you're going to be using a quiz funnel, a lead gen funnel, a pre-sale content funnel, something that's not direct to a supplement offer.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. So thank you for that, Norman. And then we've got Norman. Norman's asking all the questions here. Let me select one, and I'll come back to you, Norman, in just 1 second. You have some good questions. So the next one is from Sunny Hills 66. Ezra, were you referring to brown box formula when you mentioned about the previous platform? If so, is that platform still useful?
I was talking about Brown Box Formula, which was built on the Big Commerce platform.
Okay.
And what happened was, and I called this several years ago, and I got in a lot of trouble with Big Commerce because I came out and I said, Shopify's a better platform. We're moving all of our stores over to Shopify. Big Commerce is great, but they're losing this race, and I predict within 3 years they'll be out of business. Well, what happened 8 months ago was Big Commerce transitioned into enterprise only. They're no longer providing stores for small business owners. They're only an enterprise level solution.
They pivoted.
They pivoted because they lost, and I saw that coming, and I predicted it, and I got a lot of flack from the community, from the e-commerce community. Like, you're essentially a bad guy. How could you come out as a public figure and sort of bash a platform that you're using? And like, I wasn't bashing them. I was just saying, hey, here's what I see coming. I see Big Commerce's core code structure not being as good. Okay. I see them not having as wide of a third-party app network and third-party developer network. I see them not out there rubbing elbows with Richard Branson and Damon John. I just see them losing on all fronts. So I'm making the switch now. I
think you picked the right horse.
I picked the right horse.
They've done with Facebook and
my God.
Twitter and the
integrated social commerce. And so it's not my fault that Big Commerce is no longer usable for small business owners who are $1 million, $2 million, whatever. It was a business decision that they made. So no, you can't use that platform anymore because unless you want to spend 30 grand a year or whatever they're charging.
So here's the thing, and this was brought up earlier about the one-click upsell is, even if you don't have the one-click upsell out the gate, which you're working on, and I know we talked about that, but just the fact that you have the ability to take, and I know a number of people that were on the webinar heard about e-commerce conversion rates being sub 1%, right, which is very common in this day and age for cold traffic. And being able to take that number to 2, 3, or more % conversion rate because you have now the proper, what did you call the experience that you're giving them, the transactional environment that you're providing with the store and the
pre-purchase sales funnels, the post-purchase sales funnels, the core platform architecture, the core store architecture, all of the conversion elements. Now, the thing that you have to remember is that you might be sub 1% on the first engagement, right? But you're not sub 1% on the entire funnel because you've got your retargeting in place, you've got your content marketing in place, you've got all these things that we teach in the course in place that have you able to get that percentage higher. Okay. So yeah, you might be under 1% on that front end. And by the way, conversion rate is dependent on traffic source. Yeah. So if you're sending irrelevant traffic, right,
it's not going to fix targeting. Is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, makes a lot of sense. Let's see. So that was okay. Perfect. Yoga food. Let's see here. Sean. Hey, good day, Sean. So next question is, other than buying 2 licenses, do you have any suggestions for how I could run my Australian store and a US version of the same thing with your theme? The business and the URL would be the same or similar.
Well, actually, what we did was we built a feature into the header of the one-stop shop theme that gives you a list of flags. Okay. American flag, UK flag, Canadian flag, Australia flag. And when you click one of those, it essentially transitions you into into any URL you want. So that could be going to a subdomain that is au.mystore.com or whatever. You would need to implementation.
So when we had the webinar, I think there was some confusion around this that Jason couldn't answer on the spot. So I'll put you on the spot.
Sure.
So we have, this is one great example is how many, if I have one company and I might be running 2 different stores, in this case it's for country stores. Yeah. Do I have to buy separate themes or can I use the same theme?
You're going to need separate licenses to the theme. So you purchase the training once and then there's a yearly license fee. Okay. Right? Of $1,000 a year, whatever it is. It's not more than that. Okay. And so you would need to be paying for 2 licenses. And the thing is, I have a development staff on my payroll who is constantly keeping this thing speed, optimized for speed, adding in a new split test of landing pages or elements to the theme every month. Like what you're paying for is so that you don't have to hire developers.
Okay.
If you buy this theme, you never need a developer again. You don't need a WordPress developer. You don't need a Shopify
for less
developer.
than $100 a month is what you're saying, because that's what it nets out to. They could get an extra copy of the theme.
That's right.
For
that you
the
could
separate
use
store.
You could use for the international version. And basically what you would do is you would open up another Shopify account. Unfortunately, Shopify does not give you the ability to run 2 stores on one account. So you'd open up another Shopify account. You would install the theme on it. You would point the subdomain of your main domain to that Shopify account. You'd have that Shopify account set for Australian dollars. And then in your main store, in the little flag icons, when you click that, it would link over there. That is technically how you.
So there's the answer to the general question of if I'm running. The idea is if you have to run more than one Shopify store, you need another copy of the theme, and that is a separate license. It's $1,000 a year.
What happens?
Is that right?
Yes. What happens is most e-commerce business owners that I know of who do over $50,000 a year in revenue have a development fee, a development cost of at least $500 a month. You cannot get.
I have 6-figure programmers on staff.
Totally.
So I know what that
is.
And
as you scale up, right, as you become making more and more money in your business, that development cost goes up. And so what I am offering with the one-stop shop is essentially a white label of my development team. I take what I'm doing in my businesses, I implement it into this theme on what I consider to be the best e-commerce core code architecture that has ever existed. No one has ever done anything like Shopify. Not only do they have the fastest loading, they're on Google servers, not only do they have the fastest loading sites.
They run fast in Australia
They run fast everywhere.
Okay, good.
But they also have the easiest to use user interface. And I'll tell you why. Because what they do is they focus on what they're really good at, which is processing transactions and building a user interface. And then everything else, they have specialists layered on top. So you want the best mobile checkout.
Mobile checkout.
Legit mobile checkout.
Good like, on an iPhone.
Dude, I don't have my analytics pulled up here, but but of that 1.8 million, for us, 80% of it is mobile. 80% of our revenue is mobile, man. We send all of our traffic to iPhone, iPad, and Android. And by the way, if you're advertising, and this is actually included in the course, the best placement that we have found, and we spend a lot of money on advertising, is iPads. So we target specifically, we set up our advertising. This is a sort of
heard it here, folks.
An aside. We set up our advertising so that the ad sets themselves in Facebook. So if we're targeting, so for example, can I do this? Is this okay? Okay.
Yeah, please.
So in Facebook, you have what's called an audience, which is the group of people who you're targeting. And so, for example, a good audience for us is fans of Ellen DeGeneres who are women who live in the United States who are 40 and older. So you have these demographic data points that make up an audience. Now, what we do is we have that audience, and then we have an ad set for iPhone, for iPad, for Android, for desktop.
Break it out by device.
We break it out by device. And the reason we do that is we find that different audiences work differently on different devices.
So you bid differently.
We bid differently, and we also, well, actually all of our bidding is just automatic. We let Facebook do the bidding for us. But what we find is that across every ad set, we've got hundreds of these things happening every day, and we're spending between 20 and 30 grand a day. iPads are always the best placement. They just crush it.
So this is one of my frustrations, is that in our business, because we're in the process. I just had this conversation with Steve, my business partner. We are going to implement one-stop shop in our store. So because one of my biggest frustrations has been our iPad conversions are nowhere near our desktop conversions, and our mobile conversions are shit. So we're finding that most people are converting on desktop. So we've been focusing a lot of our energy moving people from mobile to desktop by email follow-up and retargeting.
I mean, look, you're always going to have a better conversion rate on desktop. You're always going to have a better conversion rate on desktop. You can't create a mobile environment because the thing about desktop is they're literally consuming more. It's a much bigger canvas. So they're consuming more content. It's easier for them to use the input fields. I mean, you're never going to have a desktop conversion rate on a mobile phone. It's just not going to happen. However,
But you just said most.
80%.
How much of your revenue is coming from
The
mobile?
reason is because most of the traffic is mobile.
Yeah.
Most of the cheap traffic
More
is
than
mobile.
half, right?
Well, for us, it's 80% of our traffic is mobile.
Okay. Yeah.
So you've got to have a winning mobile funnel, which is built into this thing.
Pre-purchase
So,
conversion process.
right. You got to have your store pages need to look good on mobile. Your checkout pages need to look good on mobile.
Mobile
Your
first,
upsell pages.
guys, right? Mobile first, I think, is what we're getting at. So Shopify already has that nailed with your template. And
yeah, and so that's another beauty of building on Shopify is we don't have to worry about the processing side, the checkout side. They handle that, and they're constantly updating it. And one thing that's little known is that in the next 6 months, Shopify is going to be rolling out a completely new. So they're testing. They've got their big, about 2% of their stores do a lot of their revenue. So they've got these tests going on the checkout mobile side. So they're doing some innovating in their checkout, and that's the other beauty about
they just think to deal with Amazon Pay, right? Pay with Amazon.
That's right.
And I've been a big proponent of Pay with Amazon and PayPal.
You guys have been talking about that for years.
Yes, we have.
On your checkout pages.
Right.
So another big reason to play with the market leader, which is Shopify, is because they get access to the best data first and the best integrations first. So they were the first ones to have Facebook integration, Pinterest integration, Twitter integration. Nobody else has that right now.
Right.
Amazon integration. So all of this stuff that's cutting edge is going to be built into this platform because
so basically you're not going to be obsolete.
That's right.
You'll always be ahead of the curve. Okay, so the next question is from Norman. Hey Norman, does your training go over all the funnels you use in your business?
No.
Okay.
It goes through the core. Like, you have to consider that there's traffic, okay, which is its whole own. I could spend 20 modules and 7 weeks teaching traffic. It's like its whole own. You've got to have a core store architecture with a pre-purchase sales funnel, a post-purchase sales funnel, conversion rate optimization. You've got to have all that stuff in place, and then you have to get good at traffic. Yes, we do touch on traffic, but it is not an in-depth traffic training, and you need to understand that. If you want to go and learn how to do in-depth traffic, that's another program. Right. We have that. This is how to get your house built, right? You're not going to.
It's going to make your media efficiency that much more efficient.
That's right.
Right. So everything you do with the traffic training that you have or you need to get, that it'll make your what I call return on ad spend is going to be that much better. So we're looking at.
It's not a traffic training. It's
where they were getting spending $20 and getting $60, so 300% return on ad spend.
That's about what we'll spend 15 grand. We'll make 45 grand in a day. I mean,
this really pisses me off because I'm excited about making 2x and you're doing 3x plus, right? So that's making it just look so easy.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with the way that our landing pages are set up, the way that our product detail pages are set up, the way that we have built the brand, which we also teach you is not just how to have an e-commerce store, but how to build a brand, a personality behind the brand, even if it's not an individual, but like how to have this brand speak to people. It's important. It helps your conversion, like having something that you stand for.
Well, this is how I've gotten to know you and working with you as a consultant to our business and seeing you evolve your e-commerce stores. And this is how the way you treat customers, the way you speak to customers and evolve a brand is exactly in alignment with our core values at RealDose. And we published our mission statement and our core values. So that's why I'm so excited about sharing someone that's doing this the right way. And putting out, if you see the brands like the Boom with Cindy Joseph and the other brands that you have with the Be Friendly, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that, I want to just
I think
grab
this thing sells
it.
itself. I mean, we don't have to sell this very hard because it's like, take a look at what I'm doing on my e-commerce stores, BeFriendlySkincare.com, BoomByCindyJoseph.com. And if that is attractive to you, if you want to replicate those results, then this is essentially the plug and play, step-by-step, paint by numbers system for creating the kinds of brands that I create.
Okay, so you might help your questions that you're asking. So go to theonestopshop.com/buck. So you can take a look at what's going on there. That might feed your lines of questions that you're asking here. So I'll move on. Oh, we got some people dominating here, but I'm going to go to Kitty next because Kitty has a couple questions. Hi, Kitty. Good to have you on the line. Kitty wrote me and said that that you're her favorite person.
Really?
She kicked me to the curb.
Favorite person?
And she said, Ezra Firestone is my favorite person now. So I'm just kidding, Kitty. So when we transitioned to It sounds like she's ready to go. When we transition to Shopify from our current store, do we have to transition to Shopify Payment Gateway and get rid of our current one?
No. Shopify has the ability to use Shopify Payments, which is essentially Stripe, or to use a third-party merchant processor like Authorize.net, or you can use any merchant, PayPal, Payflow, whatever. All the merchant. I mean, what we have on our store is a third-party merchant processor, because we've been with them for years, and we have a very high transaction volume with them, and PayPal, and now we're integrating Amazon, and
I'm glad to hear that you say you have the for your one-click that you're going to do Braintree as well, because I know they're a little more friendly towards supplement companies.
Yes, we'll have Braintree and we'll have Authorize.net.
Okay, good to hear. All right, so thanks, Kitty. Let's see, Sean is coming back in the door here with another question. Let me see if that one comes up. So if I get One Stop Shop now, how long will it take to convert over from WordPress and Infusionsoft, and how would I do the one-click upsell? So I have ClickFunnels, but haven't used it yet. I'd like everything to look the same without needing to code.
So in order to actually set up the One Stop Shop platform, it just depends on how quickly you can go through the training, right? I tell you, you need this piece of content, here's where it goes on the store. You need this piece of content, here's where it goes on the store. We've had people finish this whole thing, start to finish, in 3 days. However, that's way too, I would say give yourself a couple weeks, to consume it.
Well, your training alone is 8 weeks?
It's 8 weeks.
8 weeks training. So, at least allow yourself to go through the training.
Give yourself the time, Here's the thing. We're not about quick, fast money. What we're about is slow, sustainable growth. What I am teaching is a farming method. It's planting seeds and watering it every day and building something, growing something that will fruit, a mango tree that will feed you mangoes every year. I don't want to teach you how to go spear fish. Anyone can teach you how to go spear fish, make a sale tomorrow. I want you to have something that will last the long term. And that's why I have this theme out, is because that has it's not just like, a lot of people will sell you a theme here, buy this theme, and then it's out of date next week, What we're doing is a longer term play than that. We're looking 3 to 5 years ahead in our business. That's how far ahead we're looking. And I think if you're not looking 3 to 5 years ahead, you're too short-sighted. Then you're not playing a big enough game, in my opinion.
This is smart. All right. So I would allow yourself, I know it's 8 weeks to get through the training alone. I have a question that's a follow-up to that, actually. And that is, I know Shopify has the ability for you to publish content. And I think the question came up to Jason about this. So you could use them instead of WordPress for article pages and stuff like that, content pages. I think we'd prefer to use WordPress and maybe do a hybrid of WordPress for content and Shopify for the rest of the pre-purchase experience. What do you think about that?
It depends on how much you are using content. Content is generally used for post-purchase engagement, right? So you've got a blog, a content marketing engine that's mainly being used to engage past customers, and also being used to
All right.
We're actually
to do anyway.
Having
For
both,
WordPress plus One Stop Shop. So that
and a lot of e-commerce business owners have have WordPress already. It's like you don't want to switch off of that.
Exactly. They're comfortable with it. So this one is from Kitty. Hey, Kitty. So Jason emphasized Google AdWords instead of Facebook. Yeah, he did kind of say AdWords. It's easier to get up and
it's easier to get up
as
a supplement.
As a supplement, because we got a lot of health folks on the line. So and Kitty,
there is no this question is it's misguided. There is no best traffic source. There is only traffic that you buy and get to convert. And all traffic sources are good. You just have to pick one and master it.
You want to have a portfolio. You were talking about
this earlier. Diversity.
So to have a valuable business and a sustainable business, you want to have Google, Facebook, Instagram, and whatever the next thing is.
However,
that might
you got to start with one.
Right.
Pick one, get it going,
for
get
her
good at
business.
it.
She actually has a great product, the Golden Goddess product, and it's the kind of product that would be very Facebook friendly, very female friendly, and I know it would do very well on Facebook and Google.
Goddess community is really big right now.
Yeah, so great. Thanks, Kitty. Let's see. We got. Does the system? Oh, she has a follow up. Does the system include affiliate support?
Shopify does have affiliate plugins that you can put onto the store and use as an affiliate program.
You need an add-on.
You need an add-on
from the App Store. Somebody else asked me that question.
Yes.
Okay.
Although, if you're currently running like an Infusionsoft affiliate program, that's going to be more robust. The affiliate systems for Shopify right now, they work fine, but they're not like super amazing at the moment. There are the folks who have the affiliate plugins are working on them, making them better. Mm-hmm. The thing is, at some point, you're going to have to be on this platform as an e-commerce business owner, or you're going to get left in the dust. It's like, it is, we've already seen big commerce go out of business.
It's like everyone else went to broadband and you're on dial-up. Well, I mean, why would you do that?
Look at what happened.
Yeah.
Magento Go, that was a hosted e-commerce platform for small business owners, out of business because of Shopify. BigCommerce, out of business because of Shopify. Amazon Web Store, out of business because of Shopify. All of the e-commerce platforms that are catering to small business owners are going out of business because this one is the clear winner.
The market wants there to be a one. Big winner. Yeah.
And then there's enterprise level solutions, which, by the way, I have an enterprise level store. I'm still using Shopify. I still think Shopify is the best for that. So I think that eventually you're going to move to this platform. You might as well just do it.
Cool. Tamara's asking, excuse me, let's see, is it coming up here? When you speak, it sounds like all upgrades will come to customers automatically. Jason said upgrades are included for a year. Please share which is correct. Thank you.
Yeah, as long as you're a paying member of the one-stop shop. So it's a payment to get in the door and get the training and get the theme, and then every year you re-up your memberships, $1,000 a year. And as I mentioned earlier in this training, I have a staff of developers who is constantly updating this theme, optimizing it for page speed load, and adding my most recent split tests. And if you were to have an e-commerce store that was not on this theme,
well, you would pay an optimizer $10,000 a month to be on staff to do this.
I don't know if you would pay.
We were actually talking about this at the mastermind. They're saying, hey, one of the things you could do is have a conversion rate optimizer on staff and help me grow my business that way.
Well, let's say you're a $100,000 a year business owner. Mm-hmm. You're going to spend $5,000 to $8,000 a year on development for your platform.
Yes.
No question. And so what I'm offering you is for less than $100 a month, that same service.
Right.
And also that same service done from a point of view of conversion rate optimization. So you don't have to figure out what to do. You just have to click the upgrade button, install the new version of the theme, and get access to the new features. So it's like, it sort of takes that off of your plate of having to worry about developers and having to worry about what to test.
Can you speak to the automatic aspect of it? Does it automatically upgrade?
It does not automatically upgrade. You have to. It takes you about 20 minutes. You install the newest version of the theme. You pass your content over. There is no ability to auto update.
Shopify doesn't have that upgrade.
But they will eventually.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thanks, Tamara. Appreciate that. Let's see. Norman, you take the cake, man. I love these questions coming in. What does Ezra think about integrating Shopify stores directly into Facebook?
It is a feature that Shopify has built into any Shopify stores, not specific to our theme.
Okay.
And we do it. I don't think the bulk of your sales will come that way, but it should be done. I mean, it's a one click. You just click, add my products to my Facebook page in a store. Shopify automatically puts your products there. I mean, there's nothing to do.
I think that you would really want that traffic to come to your store and go through the process.
Absolutely.
Right.
However, if you've got a Facebook fan page and if you go to facebook.com, Joseph, you can see this in action. Facebook fan page says our products, click the button on a product, it takes you to the Shopify store.
Okay.
So it does actually end up leading back to the store.
Smart. Yeah. Once they're on, it's like Facebook wants you to stay on Facebook. You would rather have them in your experience, and that would make a lot of sense. Yeah. I want to make sure you got some water there. Let's see. Norman, I think we answered this question, but let me double check here. How many stores can we put on Ezra's theme on? So it's one store per theme, so you have to license additional.
But you don't have to buy the initial training.
Right. That's one time.
You just have to pay for an additional license.
Is there ongoing support as part of that training?
Yes. There's a Facebook group. There's, whatever you need.
Okay. Beautiful. You're welcome, Sunny. She says, thanks, Ezra. So got that.
We'll just go ahead and get rid of these ones that are already answered here.
Did I make a boo-boo?
No.
I'm getting training on how to run a Hangout here.
These are just questions we already answered. So, do I build the site or do your people set it up? You build it. You install the theme, and then you modulate. Make it specific to your brand. But there's step-by-step training on how to do that.
Cool. Can we use carousel pictures?
Yes, there's a part of the theme in the footer that allows you to have scrolling images. However, moving banner images on your home page or your category page, bad. Doesn't work.
Okay.
Doesn't. And I was devastated when banner sliders stopped converting.
We have that on our homepage right now, so that should go.
Well, what happened was it used to be on an e-commerce store, you tried to cram everything above the fold because nobody scrolled.
Right.
But as people started carrying the internet around with them, all you do all day long is you scroll on this thing. And we kept looking at our heat maps and seeing these things down the side. Like, why are people looking down the side? They were like, oh, that's
okay.
And so if you look at the most engaged with websites on the internet, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, it's all just scrolling.
Okay.
And so we started testing static images, and this is actually widely known. It's not just our tests versus banner sliders. Banner sliders lose pretty much in every scenario. So
all right, Buck just learned something else.
Well, I was devastated because when I got into e-commerce, the first thing I learned how to do was put a banner slider on my homepage, and I was so excited about it. So I really didn't want banner sliders to be dead.
Okay.
And then when they were dead, I was like really sad.
Yeah.
Banner sliders.
All right, good. So question answered, but it sounds like you want to be cautious about using carousel. Tamara do you use different page templates for mobile and iPad and desktop?
So the theme is as you're on a different size device, the theme is going to automatically render a different style of page.
Okay.
So essentially,
you can preview it.
You can preview it
theme.
When you're editing the theme, you can see the what it's going to look like. It's the same layout, essentially the same content elements, just arranged for mobile optimization.
Okay.
So yes and no. It's not a different thing. You don't have to design a different thing. It just happens automatically.
You converting mostly on iPads and iPhones when you talk mobile?
Android does well as the Androids. There's just not as much traffic on Android.
Okay.
There's like a very, very, very small amount of traffic on Android. We do really well there.
Interesting. That's surprising because I know there are a lot of devices out there, but not a lot of shoppers. So did I lose this one? Shopify. What should be my next steps?
So what you want to do is purchase the one-stop shop theme, install it onto your Shopify store, and then go through the modularized training. Step 1, it'll just walk you through in a easy to.
So the fact they have Shopify, they're ready to go.
It's great.
And can plug it in.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. I think if you're on the player, the link that I sent you via email, go to the one-stop shop, or you can just dial that into your browser. The next step would be and start the process.
That's right.
Just install the theme and start the training. So let's see. Sean has a question here. I'm a little confused about how you use ClickFunnels to run funnels that end up in Shopify. How do you apply the one-click upsell without the plugin you're creating?
So I don't personally use ClickFunnels.
Okay.
I hear really, really good things about it, but it's not in our technology stack. We just use our theme.
Yeah.
And I think ClickFunnels has post-purchase one-click upsells included in it, which is phenomenal.
They also integrate with Infusionsoft.
Yeah, and they integrate with Infusion. They're everyone is telling me how wonderful that product is, so perhaps I should check it out.
Yes. You use lead pages yourself.
I use lead pages. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I use lead pages, but I also have my own internal tool that we built that is a page builder for Shopify that is what we are currently using.
Okay.
That we are essentially in alpha, and it's going to come out into the marketplace in a month or two here, where people can. It's essentially allows you to build pages right on top of Shopify, opt-in pages, squeeze pages, everything else you need.
Well, we want to, I would want to experiment with having this. You could use ClickFunnels for doing the initial opt-in process,
which what we use lead pages for currently. So it's the same thing.
Then you could do a VSL page in ClickFunnels, and then you could take them to
a Shopify checkout,
to a Shopify detail page.
Yeah, Shopify detail page, or you could retarget the people who missed it back to your Shopify detail page, that kind of thing.
Okay. So yeah, and it would be sort of a combination play. What I plan on doing is have a combination where it's one funnel is the sort of direct response cold traffic, and then the other is for retargeting and for existing customers to come back to the Shopify store. So let's see. Hey, Dr. Marianne, no, I'll check. I'm not on email right now this week, but I'll see if I can pull yours up and follow up with you. You're saying, do you see correlation of cold traffic Amazon conversion rates and e-commerce conversion rates?
Amazon, on average, will convert a product detail listing on Amazon will convert between 8 and 20%, because Amazon is 100% driven by query-based traffic. People are typing in queries.
So they're already searching.
They're already searching for the product, and they went to Amazon to buy. I mean, Amazon's a buyer engine.
They're
and
in the
so
mood. Yeah.
here's the thing. The problem with Amazon is you don't get the customers. Amazon is not a business. It's a cash flow asset business. You don't own anything. All you have is a
if you
listing.
built your store and you're exclusively running on Amazon, if you run an Amazon.
I run on Amazon. I love Amazon. But if you have a $100,000 a month Amazon business, what you have is a $100,000 a month cash flow asset that is only good as long as Amazon doesn't kick you out. You have no customers and you've got nothing, basically. So you need, if you're an Amazon business owner, to have your own platform. You must.
As a defensive strategy.
Right. And also what will happen is 5% on average. If you're doing $100,000 a month on Amazon, you'll do $5,000 on a Shopify store, just on people searching for your brand.
Yeah.
It just translates. You don't have to do anything. That'll just happen.
Okay. And then you can go, well, so interesting, if you saw the video that I sent out about Kevin, who attended the Health Profits Summit as a Health Profits Academy member, he just sold an Amazon business. And he was happy that he did, because he has another business that he's launching that'll be a 7-figure business that he's launched already. And that is off Amazon.
Nice.
He's really happy that he's sort
Beautiful.
of
now has his own platform.
So, okay, got some more coming in.
So I don't think I think this is just irrelevant to what we're talking about right now.
Okay. So Sean, I'll follow up with, I think you have a couple questions on some of the details of some integration here. So you and I can follow up offline. And let's see. Marianne says, I just got ClickFunnels and there's a 30-day refund. Now you got me thinking maybe I should wait for your funnel program. So
ClickFunnels are they have sales funnels. They teach specific things. They integrate with all these other kinds of things. Like what we're doing is just trying to supplement our Shopify store with like the pages that we need for post-purchase engagement sequences, such as photo contests and video reviews.
You're creating a virtual salesperson.
Pretty much.
You really are, because if you walked into a boutique shop and somebody was helping you and explaining things to you and letting you sample things, that would be the experience you created inside of your Shopify store. And you do a little bit of that with a direct response sales funnel, but in this case, you're letting the person control the experience. They're choosing their adventure. They click on the About Us, they get to see a story about you. They click on the management team or the product detail page, and they watch a customer video. All of that is under their control, but you've done this in a way that is the highest conversion based on your own split testing.
If you want to have, exactly, and if you want to have an e-commerce brand that's not just one sales funnel, that is an actual cohesive branded, like, I don't know how a different word for brand, but like something that spans beyond just your acquisition model.
Okay.
This is what you need.
Great.
If you ever intend on selling your business, this is what you need.
What is the time? So NutraEdX is asking, what is the time frame for the Shopify store to ramp up on Amazon? Ramp up to Amazon.
I don't know what
Not sure what that means.
Maybe they're saying how quickly are your sales? If you want to if you have an Amazon store that's making sales, how quickly can your Shopify store make sales? That's completely dependent.
Volume.
That's completely dependent on your ability to send customers there.
You want to have both. You're not going to shut down your Amazon store. If you're running on Amazon and getting sales
from there,
people who are
buying on Amazon are not going to buy from you on Shopify. It's a different customer base.
Yeah, but you want to have the blend for sure. You got it, Sean. Okay. So we got Norman and said, is it necessary to purchase those trust seals for your website? I see some companies selling them that act as a business verifier.
We don't use any trust seals on our website.
You've created some of your own logos.
We've got some, we got some things.
GMO, non-GMO,
all that
natural,
kind of stuff.
what have you, right?
I think trust seals are a good thing. And if you feel like using those right on, we're converting just fine without them. A lot of business owners use them. I think it's a choice. I know that we tested this Dr. Trusted one for a long time that are now out of business.
Yeah.
Did not see a bump. We trusted Shopper Approved. Did not see a sizable bump. Have not tried BuySafe.
Okay.
But I think that any more social proof elements are a good thing. So I am pro them. In fact, we should probably test another one.
Okay. Good. Well, I know we're getting towards the end here because we, I know we're going to get the hook to go back to the mastermind. And are you talking?
My voice is no, but
are you going to tired?
I'm getting tired.
Yeah. So we need to head out of the room. But I want to make sure that if you're checking out the two things. One is that if we don't cover a question in this Q&A, email support@healthprofitsacademy.com, and I'll make sure we get the question answered. So make sure that happens. support@healthprofitsacademy.com. If you're ready to go, which I'm in, Steve and I agreed we're going all in on Shopify for Real Dose Nutrition. I'm ecstatic about this. I recommend that you do the same. Then click on that button that's below this video player, or go to the onestopshop.com/Buck. And I know that program. So if you just came from the outside and you weren't in this community, your offer's not open right now.
No, can't buy it.
You can't.
I'm only opening up for you.
Thank you.
Because we go way back.
Thank you, sir. So we were just talking about this. I'm like, why are you keeping this such a secret? So you're busy running multi-million-dollar stores right now. And
look, we will probably offer this again at some point. The price point may be higher, and the bonuses that you're including will not be in there. Well,
there were 4 or 5 bonuses, plus I'm including a one-on-one call with me and an extra seat to the Health Profit Summit.
Wow!
So we'll be able to talk turkey about what we're doing in Real Dose, or I can answer some questions for you and get into some nitty-gritty detail about how you can implement this for your own store. Okay.
And I think, look, guys. I am doing this stuff. That is what I do. I'm an information marketer, and I sell software as a service, as in the one-stop shop. But what I do most of the time is hardcore direct response e-commerce, conversion rate optimization, and businesses. And that results millions of dollars a month.
I'm going to Shanghai this
guy in revenue.
Big time. And so, make him work on our site.
Hey, if you want to experience similar results, I can't guarantee you're going to have the same kind of results I can, but if you want to have the best shot possible, that is why I've created this. So I can assure you that if you consume this and you implement it in your business, you will be significantly better off than before, and you will not be able to get anywhere near these kinds of results for this price anywhere else in the world. It's just not possible. You would have to have the development staff that I have, the 10 years of knowledge of how to build an e-commerce store that I have, and the consistent ongoing split test that I'm running. You just can't get it. So if you're at all interested, I highly recommend that you try it. We do have a refund. We are going to make sure that you are getting results. Yeah, we're not we are doing just fine. So we don't need to squeeze you. You're going to do this thing, and it's going to be beneficial. And the reason we're willing to offer that is so that the risk is on us. It's like, hey, check this thing out. And if it's not everything that we said it was and more, get a refund.
Amen.
It really is that good. I don't even feel like I have to sell it very hard. We have tons of members because it is so good.
Yeah. So listen, thank you for doing this. Thank you for opening this up to the Health Profits community.
Thank you.
And Ezra, this Q&A was amazing. I'm so glad we pulled it off. Guys, please give a shout out.
It was hard, man.
I know he's training me on Google Hangouts on air. So guys, give a shout out to Ezra. Thank you so much, sir, for doing this.
Thank you, guys.
What I will do is, you're welcome. You're welcome, Sean. And Kitty, I'll check back with you. I don't know. I know Steve will be going to Expo West, so I'll get back to you on maybe the two of you guys can get together at the live event. If we didn't answer your question, come email me at support@healthprofitsacademy.com. I know that the offer is good through. Now we're off schedule.
We don't know what day it is.
Through Thursday, the 3rd of March, I believe it is. That program will be open. So if you're able to take advantage of it, great. Go to the onestopshop.com and look forward to seeing you guys in the training.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, everybody.